We're here on the last day of NAMM in Hall D, which is the noisiest place in the universe, apart from possibly the place where the space shuttles take off. I'm here with Guillaume, who's going to show us the Torpedo Captor, which is a combination of torpedo technology and reactive dummy load, I believe.
Yes.
So please tell us about it.
So thank you, Paul. The new Torpedo Captor X is actually the combination of two products we've been releasing the past 2 years.
Yeah.
The original Torpedo Captor, which is an analog reactive load. So what's a reactive load? In a word, when you play a tube amp especially, you need to have it plugged into a cabinet. Obviously because you want to hear what you play, but also because the amp needs what we call a load. Otherwise, it just fries. So this is your cabinet, right? It takes care of the amp. And what we put in the cab is a Torpedo Cab amp, which is a speaker simulator. So the load takes care of the amp, and the speaker simulator takes care of your ears. So you get to hear in your headphones, in your monitors, if you play live in your IEM, you get to hear a great studio miking of plenty of different cabinets. What's really new about that unit is, first and foremost, it's a small box. It's like a big DI box that you can bring anywhere. And it's not only the combination of two products to let you record your sound and play at home without noise, but it's a little bit of a change in how we design products as well, because I wanted the experience of the guitarist to be awesome with headphones, because we found out that most of our users were just playing at home. It is still a studio unit. You have professional line out in XLR.
Yeah.
You can plug amplifiers up to 100 watt RMS, and you get all the tune-outs options, so all the mic positions, all the cabinets, all of that. Not from the front of that unit, which is only analog, but you can control the unit with Bluetooth on any iOS or Android device. Also USB, we have a tiny USB port here to control the unit and access all the parameters. But if you just want to have fun with the unit, just plug that, pick one of the 6 presets you have here, play with some new parameters. We have 2 new parameters here, which are, first of all, the voicing. The voicing is actually, let's say it's a master EQ. So you've set up your tone at home, for example, or in your studio, and it works perfectly. But when you go on stage, it's not that great. You may not want to go dig into your phone, do some adjustment. Just want to do something fast that works. It's kind of a master EQ, like a loudness filter that would let you push the low and the high if you turn it right, and be more mid-focus if you turn it left. So if you need to give help to your sound engineer to fit in the mix, within a few seconds you can make that happen. And the other one is interesting. So it's really about enjoying playing with headphone or even on stage. Actually, it's what the knob we call space. Depending on the preset you have, space will act on the stereo reverb. So you've seen we have 2 outputs here. So you output a stereo reverb, and the space will control the reverb width. So it's great if you want to create a surrounding sound. It works very, very well. And we have another new option, which is called Twin Tracker. So when you're in the studio, usually you will not record just one track with guitar. You will at least double it, so the guitar is spread over the stereo field. Or if you need a thicker sound. The Twin Tracker is that. It will, when you're alone on stage, for example, and you want the guitar to be like that, the Twin Tracker will create another guitarist next to you, and the space knob will adjust how accurate, how precise and tight that guitarist is. Yes. So let's be honest, this is sober guitarist, this is drunk guitarist, yeah. Right? And you can, if you push it hard, it's more like an effect you can play with, and it's really great. The fact that we have 2 outputs is really interesting, because you can, of course, use it in stereo, like I said, but you can also use it in dual mono. We have 2 ways to use it that are interesting. One is, you may want to send a line to the front of house, and another one for your own monitors. And we separate both lines, and you have your dedicated EQ for your monitors and dedicated reverb level. So you can have a lot of reverb if you like that in your monitors, and have an EQ that's scooped, but the front of house person needs something with more mids and no reverb because he wants to control that. That's how you do it. It's really useful. And the last option that I personally use in the studio, you can send a dry line into your DAW and the wet, so wet with the speaker simulation. So you use the wet so it's nice to play, you send the dry, so later on you can use the 2-Notes wall of sound plugin to do the speaker sim. So you do that in the box rather than in here, and it's just very useful and more practical. I think interesting with all the 2-Notes products, since you have a 2-Notes product, you have virtual cabinets, and it grants you a license that lets you use those cabinets in any 2-Notes product. So you have 32 virtual cabinets in this that you can use in the wall of sound plugin for free or any other 2-Notes product. So we don't want to ask people to buy several times the same cabinet. So that's the 2-Notes technology. You can also load your own IR. So we've been doing that forever. You have 512 slots, so you can get crazy and have a lot of fun. And the last thing I want to talk about is because some people enjoy playing on their regular cabinet, but it's not easy to use those kind of huge amps at home, especially because they need to be pushed quite a bit to sound properly. Well, we have a new 2-step attenuator, or 3-step. The first one is full, so it's not attenuated, but we have minus 20 dB that we call club level, so you can push your amp, but it still makes some noise, and minus 38 that we call home, so you can actually dime that plexi and still have a conversation. The price point, that unit will be available in March. And the price, I'm afraid I don't know the price in British pounds, but it will be €549, probably £4.99 and $5.49. So I wanted to, well, bring something to the market that most people can afford, if they can afford a nice amp. We used to design expensive product. It's still a studio grade quality, but I wanted to really design something that pretty much anybody can afford.
Yeah, that sounds great. Appreciate that. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Paul.